Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So it seems like the PS3, the PS Vita and the PSP stores will be permanently closed in a few months, just like this article here from the Gamer says, and it says that this is, some insider information to them. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Sony does that, because first, when they launched the PS5, they said that it's going to have a new store, and the PS3 store is going to be left behind. Basically, the old store, they're going to focus on a new one. Now, the PS3 and the PSP were very successful consoles, so it is bad to see that the stores for these consoles go, because, it's going to be difficult to preserve these games unless you have backups and in other unholy methods, if you will. And it seems that Sony isn't really interested in keeping the stores alive. Maybe they don't generate as much revenue and they decided to just shut them down. I don't know. You know that Sony has been kinda weird when it comes to marketing, when it comes to some decisions. And here we have a very good Reddit post. So someone here just, tried to have a list of all the PS3 games that are non-PC or multi-platform games, according to this post here. And the post is very lengthy and it has, those games into different categories. I think this person did a very good job. Tell us which games are on which platform. Are they remastered? Are they not? Are they digital only, or do they have a disc version, etc., etc.? And you can see here, so for example, here it says all former PS3 exclusives now available on PS4, and you can just scroll down here, and here PlayStation exclusives that were cross-released with the PS4. These ones are kinda the games that you can find on PS3 and also on PS4. For example, here we have Persona 5, one of the most successful games in there. And here we have well-received retail PS3 exclusives that haven't been remastered for PS4. So you will just have to play them in the way you can, which is to have them on a PS3 or on a PS4, but you're going to play the PS3 version of them. And you know that the PS3 has a huge library of games. So yeah, it is sad to see that these games haven't received a lot of attention over the years, because some of them are classics and they really need more attention. For example, the God of War collection, I think it needs like a 4K remaster or something like that, because those games are very good when it comes to gameplay, and they're also some of the classics that stand the test of time. And then again, of course, you can just scroll down here. You'll find more and more things about, different games. So you see here, we have a lot of games that are really worth mentioning. But again, you can read the whole list if you want to. I will leave it in the link in the description down below. And to understand more about Sony's rationale, the way they think about exclusives, the way they think about old games, so to speak, we have this article here from VG247. It was back on June the 5th in 2017, basically almost 4 years ago. But this is, again, still relevant because it comes from Jim Ryan himself, and he says why would anybody play this? And he's speaking about those old games, and he's not really thrilled about backwards compatibility and remastering games. So if it comes from top person in the PlayStation Corporation, you wouldn't be surprised that these people don't really care about PS3 or PSP exclusives or PS Vita exclusives. They just want to move on, and they want to leave all of their legacy behind. That is really intriguing. This is totally the opposite of what Xbox does. And sure, PlayStation sells a lot more than Xbox, but again, we need to give credit where credit is due. Xbox and Microsoft do a very good job of just keeping the games, the old ones, in the store, giving some of them some remasters. I mean, even if we go and play some games like Ninja Gaiden, the original one, play it on Xbox One X, like on 4K resolution. That game is a masterpiece. Why would you leave it, behind and not try to preserve it? That would be a huge shame. And this is what Sony is doing. They're leaving some iconic games behind, and they have forgotten that these games have contributed, into making the legacy of PlayStation, and they have hugely contributed into making PlayStation what it is right now. So you can't really forget about your past. And I have, here highlighted some of the words that Jim Ryan said. He says here, quote, when we have doubled with backwards compatibility, I can say it is one of those features that is much requested, but not actually used much. I mean, where does he have that information? I don't know. And then another quote here says that. And I was at a Gran Turismo event recently where they had PS1, PS2, PS3, and PS4 games, and the PS1 and PS2 games, they looked ancient, like why would anybody play this? Why? Because people grew up with these games, because they find nostalgia in them, because these games have been, like I said, the pillars of what Sony has been doing, and they have showcased how things, evolved throughout the year. I mean, if these games didn't sell well in the first place, no one would really care about them or would care about the sequels, and no one would care about the brand in general. But again, it seems like Jim Ryan is seeing this in a very narrow-minded way. That much I can say. Anyway, thank you for watching. What do you think about this? And do you think that shutting down of the PSP and the PS3 stores is going to affect the games and the preservation of games? Or do you think that other methods are enough? Leave your comments down below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I will talk to you again soon. Have a good one.